Welcome back. So today we are going to create the contact form. So let us go ahead and add a blank page, and let's go ahead and add our sections. So I need the menu. I need my closing navigation on mobile. I need my footer. And we'll just keep it at that for now. So footer. So menu is going to go first, and we're going to have our closing right here. Okay, so now I'm going to go ahead and I'm just going to delete this because I don't need this. And I'm going to add a header, and I think I'm going to grab that from the home page. Header. Let's bring it to where I need it to go. Not there. Let me go ahead and change the background image. And let me change this image. Okay. So now what we're going to do is, and let me actually just change the text here. Okay, so I'm going to show you a shortcut to creating the contact form if you are creating it in Showit. If you have a form that you would like to bring over from like Honeybook or Dipsado, what you're going to want to do is create a blank canvas. And you're going to want to create your form in Honeybook or Dipsado. You're going to grab the embed code. And then you can just go ahead and double click and you can enter the code and the form will populate. And then you can go ahead and resize this so that it fits with your lead capture form. The other way to do it is Showit actually has a built-in contact form. And when you get messages, it will actually be sent under manage account. I'm not going to go there now, but under manage account, you'll see a place for your messages. It'll also email you. So you can just go ahead and use Showit's built-in form. And this is where I'm going to show you the shortcut. So we are going to bring in a contact form from another template within Showit. So if we go to add canvas, we can go into the Showit library, and here is a list of all of the free templates that Showit has available for you. So I do want to have a disclaimer here, and this is the exact reason why I did not show this at first. It is a shortcut way to go ahead and create your website, and you can definitely come in here and you can grab some canvases or full pages. But I wanted to show you from scratch how to build your own website so that we make sure that we have the consistency that is there and that we are building out a website that is for your copy, right? So we start with the copy and then we build the design around that. And with these templates, it's the other way around, right? You start with the template and then you build your copy around the template. And if you don't do it that way, then you're going to spend a lot of time trying to redesign a section that technically doesn't work for you, right? So you can go back and you can use some of these sections maybe as like the extra sections if you wanted to do that, or maybe you find like an FAQ section that you like, but really make sure that you are editing it to fit your design. So for instance, like with this one right here, like let's say you really like this and you want to use this, right, for the design that we just created. So for the design that we just created, all of our photos have this frame around it. So you're going to want to make sure that you include that as well. You're also going to want to make sure that you apply your fonts and colors because you want it to look branded. You don't want it to look like, you don't want your website to look like you just have a whole bunch of templates and you tried to make it work. I see a lot of people do that with Canva templates when they're doing like their social media graphics. And it just looks like a mashup of templates. when there is a way that you can use templates and you can mix and match it without it looking like they're templates. It just looks like a part of your brand. And the way that you do that is by making sure that it still matches the like brand elements that you decided to use. So in our case, the frame over the image, we're always using that with the fonts and just like the little things that we're doing with the cursive font. So you just want to make sure that it still looks branded, it still looks consistent if you are going to use templates. Okay, so I just wanted to make sure that that was clear because I do not want your website to look like a mashup of templates. Like, yes, it's easier to just like grab templates, but actually in the long run, it's going to take you longer because you're going to have to sit there and like try to design something that actually doesn't fit. It is better for you to create your copy first and then to create a design around that. Especially if you spend like a lot of time on your copy, then you can continue to use that same copy for years to come. You don't necessarily need to change it. So if you just do the work in the beginning, you don't have to go back and change everything. Okay, I said I was done, so let me just be done. So I'm actually going to use the contact form here because there is for me personally, I don't really enjoy creating the contact form. So I already have canvases just for like contact forms that I just insert so that I don't have to do all of this. Or I'll just come in here and just grab a contact form. So here we're going to go ahead and use this contact form here. And I already have applied my fonts and colors. And there isn't a button over here. And that's because I'm on the page. And so because you can bring over pages, but you would need to do that in the page tab over here when we first selected page. And then you can bring the whole page over. I would not suggest doing that. I would just bring over canvases. So now we need to go into the actual canvas. So this has 4 canvases on this page. So we're going to go into the contact form page and add that. Okay, so now I'm going to move this up to where I need it to go. And I'm just going to go ahead and remove the things that I don't need. So I don't need any of this stuff. Yep, delete this. And what is this? I don't need that. Okay, so now there are there's a canvas view here. So the way that you create the contact form is by using canvas view. So here we can see that there's like folders right here, right? So here's a contact form folder, and here's when the message is sent. So once somebody clicks on this right here, it is going to go to this view right here. So in order to set that up, and actually let me just go ahead and move this up into place. White background. I don't need the white background. Okay. So I'm just going to move this one up into place. And let me move this one up into place. Size. Okay. So now going back to the contact form. So the way that you would set it up is you would just go ahead and design everything for the contact form in the first view. And then you would click on the separate sections. So this says your name, this says your email address, and you can see that there's this form input name up here. And that's because this was already set up by going to enable the contact form. So by clicking on enable input. So I'll show you one over here. So let's say that we wanted this to be the contact form. We would just click on this and we would go into text properties and we would click enable input, and it's going to give you all of the options for that. So I'm going to just go ahead and click off of that because I am not using that. So back over here, we have enable input. We are saying that this is required. In subject is what the subject line is going to be when you receive the message. So when you receive the message in your email or just by going into your account settings, it's going to have the name, it's going to have the subject, and then it's going to have I believe just the message or all of the information, but you'll have that when it's going to your email. So that's why you're going to want to make sure that the subject of the email is filled out there, because that's going to be like the title there. What else? Uh, then we have the labels here. So that you know, like, what was the form that they filled out. This is mostly for you. So it'll say like name, and then it'll have their name. So if you don't fill this out, you're not going to see anything. So you do want to fill that out. And then for the send button, the way that we would set that up is through click actions. We would go to canvas, this canvas, and then we're going to go to view two, right? So when somebody clicks on this, this is the same. When somebody clicks on this, they're going to go to the second view, and they're also going to submit the contact form. So you want to make sure that that is checked as well. So that is how that is set up. So of course you can just go ahead and set that up from scratch if you wanted to, by clicking your blank canvas and doing the rectangle. So like if you needed like a very like specific form, or you needed to add to it, or you just, want to design it yourself, then you can go ahead and do that. And then you just would add the text on top of it. And this would be in view one, so you would need to create the view one. I'm going to call this name. Okay. And then we would go here to text properties, input, enable input, required, and I'm going to call this name. And then you just would go to the next one and do the same thing. And then over here in this canvas, you're going to want to click on the three dots to create the canvas view. So then you're going to want to put these ones in that canvas view. And then you're going to want to create another canvas view for the success message. So that's how you would do it. If you just wanted to do it from scratch, you totally could do that. But for me, I like shortcuts. I like to save time. I would also change this. So here, actually, I'm not done designing this. So I actually change the button as well. And so I would either copy and paste the button over, and then I would just change those settings, or I would just go ahead and do the settings now. So I'm going to move this button, and I'm going to change this to my settings. Okay. And then for this, send, I'm okay with the send button looking like that, but I would actually just change it. So this is Montserrat 1518. Montserrat 15 1.8. Okay, perfect. So now it looks like it's cohesive and it's branded. And that is it for the contact form. You can also go to Showit's Help Center. They have really good documentation on how to do this. So if you get lost with the step by step, then you can go to their help center and they'll show you step by step, and they'll have pictures of like what you're supposed to click for each of these. Um, or you can just do it the shortcut way and go ahead and grab the contact form.